The Kraken is a legendary sea monster said to inhabit the coasts of Norway and Greenland. The first mentions of the Kraken appeared in the 16th century among Icelandic sailors. They described it as a giant fish with huge eyes and numerous tentacles that could wrap around ships and drag them to the bottom. In reality, sailors likely encountered giant squids, which can reach lengths of up to 13 to 14 meters. In the 18th century, Bishop of Bergen, Eric Pontoppidan, described the Kraken as a creature so enormous that it could be mistaken for an entire island. He believed that the Kraken was the guardian of underwater treasures and a symbol of the destructive forces of nature. One of the most famous legends tells of sailors who encountered the Kraken in the North Sea. According to this story, the Kraken would rise from the depths and destroy ships with its powerful tentacles. In one of the Icelandic sagas of the 13th century, known as the Saga of Odd the Archer, the Kraken is described as inhabiting the waters of the Greenland Sea. This creature was so enormous that it could be mistaken for an entire island. The Kraken would swallow people, ships, and even whales. In another saga, known as the King's Mirror, the Kraken is described as a fish of immense size, capable of swallowing people and ships. This legend is also associated with the waters of the Greenland Sea. In 1802, French naturalist Pierre Denis de Montfort published a work on cephalopods in which he claimed that there were two types of krakens. He described them as giant squids capable of attacking and sinking ships. Modern observations show that giant squids, which may have inspired the legends of the Kraken, are predators that feed on fish and other squids. They, in turn, are hunted by sperm whales, adding even more drama to their image. The image of the Kraken is often used in literature and cinema. For example, H.P. Lovecraft created the image of Cthulhu, a monster sleeping at the bottom of the ocean that resembles the Kraken. Today, scientists believe that the myth of the Kraken may have arisen from observations of giant squids. These creatures can indeed reach enormous sizes and rarely come into view of humans, adding to the mystery and fear surrounding them. There are many stories and legends associated with the Kraken. One of them tells how the Kraken once rose from the depths and attacked an entire fleet of ships, sending them to the bottom of the ocean. The sailors who survived spoke of giant tentacles wrapping around the ships and tearing them apart. These stories were passed down from generation to generation, intensifying the fear of this sea monster. Another legend tells of how the Kraken guarded underwater treasures. It is said that it was the keeper of ancient artifacts and riches hidden at the bottom of the ocean. Many brave souls tried to find these treasures, but none returned, as the Kraken would not allow anyone to approach its domain. In some myths, the Kraken is described as a creature with magical abilities. It is said that it could summon storms and tempests to protect its domain and scare away uninvited guests. Sailors believed that if they saw the Kraken, it foretold disaster and death. Modern scientists believe that the myth of the Kraken may have arisen from observations of giant squids. These creatures can indeed reach enormous sizes and rarely come into view of humans, adding to the mystery and fear surrounding them. Giant squids inhabit great depths and rarely rise to the surface, making their encounters with humans rare and frightening. The image of the Kraken is also often used in popular culture. In literature and cinema, it is depicted as a huge monster capable of destroying ships and terrifying sailors. For example, in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, the Kraken plays an important role as one of the main antagonists. Today, the Kraken has become a symbol of the ocean's mystery and power. Its image is used in various contexts, from cryptocurrency platforms to sports teams. For example, the hockey team Seattle Kraken chose this name to emphasize their strength and unpredictability. Thus, the Kraken remains one of the most mysterious and terrifying creatures in mythology and popular culture. Its legends continue to live on and inspire people to create new stories and adventures.